Right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I have returned for your viewing and listening pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, welcome to the Troy Graham Experience. I'm your host, the aforementioned Troy Graham. I'm just gonna wait till the crowd starts coming in so we can talk some football, y'all. You know, oh, we're gonna talk football today. Surprised, huh? No guests, no boxing, no business talk. No free willy nilly. Football, y'all. It's football. So, yeah, we're gonna wait a little bit. Let the people come in, and we're gonna get down to the proceedings and go from there. Yes, sir. Oh, let's see who's gonna be the first up on in here. I'm expecting someone to co-host. Got a special co-host for y'all. Just waiting on brother to pop up, and then we could get the crowd moving to 2000 or something. I moved the crowd. Yeah, Troy hold it down. Yeah, you know the song about Rakim. You know the song. Don't act like you don't. You know, born with three sevens in my head. Wish I could have picked the rest of the lyrics. The brother's super deep. That's right. So come one, come all. The question of the day is why are the Ravens character assassinating the Ravens, the NFL, and certain sportcasters character assassinating Lamar Jackson? What has he done? He hasn't committed any crimes outside of being on the field. He has no issues out off the football field. He's not really even in the media. He's not speaking. He says a few things on Twitter and then he goes blank again. The only people you hear speaking on Lamar, sorry, is the team. And people tend to believe everything the team says, which, no. The team is in the business of the team, not the player. You can't tell me one team that wants the best interest of the player because sometimes the best interest of the player contradicts the best interest of the team. So you don't see that working like that. And this is not the first time this has happened. If you all don't remember, think when Ray Lewis years ago, when he was in his prime, and his contract was up, and they pretty much let him walk. He was a free agent and said, "Go ahead and test the market, see if anybody pick you up." You didn't hear. You figured teams would be jumping off the woodwork to pick that young man up. Crickets. Came back with his tail between his legs and took whatever they offered him. I always thought that was strange. I said, okay, maybe it's because of his trial and the stuff that happened in Atlanta and da 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 da. Da. But that was years ago, and he won a Super Bowl since then, right? So because all this business is about is winning. So why weren't any teams really running to get this top world middle linebacker who's a Hall of Famer, who's, why? And that whole word came up that I didn't understand back then, but I understand now. Collusion. Collusion, baby. Collusion, But shh, you're supposed to be saying that word. Not supposed to be saying that, Because that would make the team and the teams look bad. I mean, because throughout the years in the NFL, it's always been the same thing. The market sets your value when it comes to how the teams value their players. The market sets the value, correct? So the Cleveland Brown, when they signed Deshaun Watson for $230 million guaranteed, they set the market. The other team owners was like, we should burn you at the stake for that. No, that's not going to happen. Then, of course, there was Kirk Cousins, $84 million guaranteed. One playoff, one play. I think he's 1-1 in the playoffs or 0-1. I'm not too sure, right? Then there was somebody else. Oh, the young man for the Giants, Daniel Jones. Somebody help me out. Daniel Jones, I believe. $160 million, one playoff win. None of these people have MVPs. None of these quarterbacks have the stats that one Mr. Lamar Jackson has. But see what I just said? 84 million guaranteed, 230 million guaranteed, $160 million. Over 4 years with X amount guaranteed, which makes him the $14 million man. So then you hear the team say, well, we offered him $200 million, right? And then come to find out, not so fast. That 200 million was 133 million over 4 years, which is 40 million, really, just 43.3 or whatever you want to call it. So you cannot believe everything that the team says, because there's no evidence to prove Lamar Jackson never said he wants $250 million guaranteed. People are running with that narrative, but he never said it out his mouth, did he? Have you heard him say it? Anybody? Is there video? Is there audio? Anywhere? No, there isn't. So again, I go back to collusion. That sometimes start the confusion. That's the way I look at it, man. But hold up a minute, y'all. I'm gonna go do something real quick. So I'm gonna jump off camera. I just want to check something. I want to keep talking, so maybe you can hear me. Hopefully you still can. I'm just gonna check something and come right back, y'all. All right. They're not even showing that I'm live. YouTube is crazy. They're not even showing that my show is live. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm back. I just want to check to see. YouTube is crazy. They don't even have me as being live, yeah. I went under where it says live, and my show is not even up there. But here I am. You know, I am live, and I'm ready to talk about Lamar Jackson, because to me, he is the modern day Curtis Flood. If y'all don't know about Curtis Flood, I'll get into him later on when there's more people in here, so I don't have to keep repeating myself. Or for those who are watching right now, you can Google Curtis Flood to see who he is. Go Google him real quick, and you'll find out who Curtis Flood is, and you can go from there. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I had kicked myself out for whatever reason. But yeah, if you go Google Charles Curtis Flood, then you'll see the similarities between Flood, Mr. Flood, and one Mr. Jackson. Even though what Mr. Jackson is doing is no different from what LeBron did in basketball. He didn't have an agent either. I didn't hear anybody talk about, oh, he needs an agent. He needs an agent. He didn't have an agent. See, because just like the teams and the agents, they all work together for what's in their best interest, not the player's best interest. And that's why he doesn't want an agent. It's not because he doesn't want to pay them. Agents are paid to do what's in the best interest of the agent, not the player, And what's in the best interest of the agent is to make as much money as he can. And even though, okay, let's say that an agent says, I got you a team that wants to pay you $200 million, right? Okay, so what he doesn't tell you is that's an incentive-laid contract, right? Meaning you have to meet this marker, that marker, and that marker to get your 200 million, and you only get 50 million up front. Everything else is on the back end of the contract. So you get 50 million, the other 150 million is based on if you if you perform this way, if you achieve this, if you do that. At the end of the day, that agent still gets his 3, 5, 6, 10%, whatever of that $200 million contract. He doesn't care. He goes home happy. So he goes home with whether 20 million, 15, 10, 6, whatever the case may be. That's what he's going home with. You, on the other hand, you got 50 in one hand, and the other 150 million is sitting in limbo until you accomplish this, this, and this, and this. And please don't get injured because contract gone at that point. NFL contracts, as they used to say, are about as good as toilet paper, you know, because you could basically rip them up and just start over. They're not guaranteed. So, that's the only guarantee with them is that you can rip them up and start over. The only guarantee with them is that when you get up front, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So to say that he is I've been on a lot of different football posts and all of that, and that some people are saying, well, I agree with Lamar Jackson. Other people are saying that he's delusional and that he's soft and he's this and that. To the people saying that that young man is soft, you're sitting on your couch saying he's soft. That really don't take any heart to sit back on your fat behind on your couch and say that he's soft. How much? I mean, come on now. I mean, really, it would take no time to do that, right? Take none. So check this out. I'm going to send somebody the link here. Hopefully, your brother will pop up. All right. Because I invited the brother. I don't know what's up with him, but let's see. I'm going to go invite him. I shall be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, I don't kick myself off again. All right. Right. So let's see. I'll be right back. Please don't kick me off again. Hopefully, I'm still there with you, because I can't see because I'm doing work here. I'm working and doing the show at the same time. That's why I needed a second hand today. You know what I mean? We'll see. We're going to make it work. We always do. We make it work, baby. That's just what we do. That's how we do it. Life is full of little ups and downs and downs and ups. All right. So there it is. Can't say it's not posted anywhere because it is posted now. So hopefully, brother sees it and he pops on and get the show going. Because a lot of times when you do social media, things like that, you could post it 10 times, 10,000 times, 100, 1,000 times, 100 times. People usually start rolling in late unless you actually have a name in this. If you have a big name and you have a following already, you might get a few people rolling in early, and then on the back end, later on as the show goes on, more people will come in. And that's what usually happens with me. They come in later, right? That's why I don't want to start getting into it yet. Then I have to start all over again when they start rolling in here. So that's why you see me doing what's called buying time, which is what I'm doing right now. Buying time. So anyway, that's the fun part of this business. You have to be able to say, I can maintain and I can be creative all by my damn self. Because if you can, guess what? You don't belong here. You can't take when guests call out. You can't be creative. You can't be spontaneous, spur of the moment type person. Don't do this because you just got to get your feelings hurt. I know one guy who gets very flustered if things don't go as he wrote them down on paper. Everybody else is to blame except him. There's no blame anywhere, really. It's just the way things work. Let me come back on camera. I like this. I like to be live. I like to be organic. You don't have to look at that picture. That's me at 19. This is me at 52. Pretty as I want to be. And I am pretty. I am pretty. But anyway, that's just the way it is, people. That's just the way it is. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to keep talking and enjoying this wonderful, beautiful Saturday. You know what I realized now that I moved to the South from, I'm not in the city anymore. And I grew up in a major city. You might have heard of it, New York, aka New York, BX borough, right? Busy, 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 busy. Everything looked so big to me when I was younger. Everything was so much bigger than me when I was younger. Everything was so fast. Your eyes are just like just all over the place. You don't, you can't do too much of this. You gotta stay awake and make sure you're sharp. Nobody should be able to walk up on you. So when you get older, you realize it's tight as hell up in this place. In most cities, it's tight. And it's very expensive too. Like a studio apartment in New York right now is $1,300, yeah. I talk havoc. What's going on with you, sir? Click the link, sir. Click that link right there, and I'll get you up in the studio. Yeah. So, but then you move to another city, right? And it's just the same damn thing. Oh, you say you're on your way. So yeah. But then they say then you move to like say Baltimore. Baltimore's really a town. It's not really a city. A lot of nepotism in Baltimore. See all that killing and carrying on that goes on in Baltimore? That's not by chance. Look at me and listen to me. That's not by chance. Oh, 300 people get murdered every year in a town. But Baltimore's really not a city. It's a town. Might be separated by east, west, north, and south, but that's a rock's throw drive over here and over here and over here, and you're on the west side, you're on the east. It's not like you're driving an hour or two out your damn way. You understand? It's a few minutes. Okay, you're on the south side. 20 minutes later, you're on the east side. 15 more minutes, you're on the west side. It's a town. Now, Southern Maryland is different. That's kind of spread out. That's where, like, the 60s is still in effect, where you could walk into one of them little stores and you'll be the darkest thing in there. And the whole store will shut down and stop and look at you like are we allowing them in the store now? Are we? What year is this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Southern Maryland is still like that. In 2023, y'all, you could go to Southern Maryland, walk into one of them little stores about the size of, let's say, Piggly Wiggly or whatever you want to call it, 7-Eleven, Royal Farms, whatever. And everybody in the store take a look at me and, what is the Negro doing in here? What's the black man doing in our store? Huh? Why did he walk through the front door? Mm-hmm. So for me to move down south away from all of that tells you a whole lot. So now I'm residing down south, and it's quiet down here, man. I mean, the spot I have is nice. Hell, my apartment has a backyard. Jess, what's going on? What's going on? Got a backyard in my apartment. Obviously, I'm on the ground floor. So in about a month or two, when it warms up in May, actually in May, I'm going to start gardening. Going to start gardening and start planting bell peppers, strawberries, and I have to find something else that grows fast and go from there. I gotta look into. Now, I don't think grapes grow fast. I don't know about grapes, so I have to read up on grapes. But I definitely want the strawberries and the bell peppers. See, because I juice, so anything that'll save me money and it grows takes a few months to grow. I'll do that. Pineapples take months. Thanks, Jess. You do exactly what Jess says, or she's gonna beat you up. Okay? With her good-looking self. Smash the like button, or she's gonna beat you up. As long as she don't beat me up, I'm fine. But yeah, so I was on somebody else's podcast, and he was, oh crap. Oh, hold on a second, y'all. Take myself off camera real quick. But anyway, so I was like, he was trying to get out of pocket on me. I'm like, well, you ain't gonna do anything to me. He's like, no, 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 that's not what I'm saying. And you're just so condescending. I said, okay. Name me someone on this on social media that's not condescending. And to be very honest with you, I'm not condescending. This is just another aspect of my personality. This is actually my real name, Troy Graham. This is my real face. So I don't do the whole make up a name thing. I mean, if that was the case, I would just put beautiful down here. I mean, what's the point? I just put beautiful me down here, and that would be my name. Period. Right? What they gonna tell me? Well, you ain't beautiful. Right. Okay. Sure. So, but anyway, the conversation went that, Troy, you're condescending, you're this, you're that, and the third. I'm like, yeah, all that stuff is true. But this is the truth of who I am, another side to who I am. What are you? You hiding behind a fake name? You're hiding behind an avatar? I mean, you're telling me that I need to be more real? Hmm. The boxing scholar, welcome. And it says, Troy, bro, it's some big fights tonight, and you want football? Well, when you walk into a man's house, boxing scholar, you have no, you cannot tell him what to do and how to handle himself. You're now in my house, and I choose to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Nowhere in the title of my show does it say boxing show. It says the Troy Graham Experience, which is a big, broad, flexible word. Okay, if it's a Detroit Graham boxing experience, I could understand your angst, but it doesn't say boxing anywhere in the title. It just has my name in the title, which makes me the overall overseer and king. You're welcome. Hey, you want to jump on the panel? Scroll up. The link is up there. We can talk about it. I got one better for you. Here, boxing scholar. Here we go. See, you might have something on your mind, partner. So I don't want to. I want you to breathe right. And there it is. There goes the link. Feel free to jump on the link, and we can discuss why you feel I need to be talking about boxing tonight, especially since the show is called the Troy Graham Experience. It's an experience, baby, just like me, you know? Come into my house. Remember that song, y'all? Come into my house, house, house. With Queen Latifah. If you was talking boxing, I would. I don't watch football. There it is. There goes the truth in your comment. You don't watch football, but you like to talk boxing. So you just came over here because you want to hit the like button and show me some support. That's what it is. You should have opened with that, man. You came to show me support and hit the like button, and then you're going to go find a boxing panel. Why don't you start a boxing panel? Oh, that's right. You only show videos on your page, but why don't you go start a boxing panel and talk about the fights? Or you could stay and learn something about football and business, man. Either way, okay? Oh, you at work. Okay. You on lunch break then, boy. You on lunch break. Man, either way, man, I wish you nothing but the best. Keep on supporting. I appreciate your support and all of that. But nah, everybody and their mama who's doing boxing is talking boxing tonight, baby. I separated myself from everybody because I didn't want to talk boxing. I really don't. I'm to the point where, I'll get around to it whenever I get around to it. Do you know what I enjoy about the sport now? Talking to the actual people that are involved in it, the Winky Wrights, the Mark Two Sharp Johnsons, the Buddy McGirts, just listening to these guys talk. The Pepe Carrera. If you don't know who Pepe Carrera is, the boxing scholar, Google him, man. Great friggin' trainer, great friggin' individual. Joe Cortez, the ref. We spoke to him. David Benavidez. I'm pretty sure you know who that is. We spoke to him a couple of times. Just I like hearing their stories. I like hearing their truth. I don't like having discussions with other people online anymore. It's boring and it's dry. But we title says football, so let's get back to the proceedings, which is football, because that's why I made the post. I've been going back and forth with people about Lamar Jackson. I was on a football page. I don't remember the name of it. Man comes out and says that Lamar is, he's delusional with his one playoff win, and his heart pump Kool-Aid, and he wants some $50 million, $250 million guaranteed. So I said to him, I made my comment back. Let me get back on camera. I think I'm pretty. I get back on. So my comment to that gentleman was like, "Did you hear Lamar Jackson say that he wanted $250 million guaranteed, or are you basing it on what the Ravens are saying?" Because those same Ravens said, "Well, we offered him 200 million plus, and he rejected it." But you have yet to hear, what's up, Mark? You have yet to hear Lamar Jackson come out his mouth and say, "Hey, I want $250 million guaranteed." Has anybody heard Lamar Jackson say that? Ever? No, Mark, it's actually the greatest boxing podcaster ever. He's actually the greatest podcaster ever. But thank you. Thank you. Your sources say, yes, I am that source, baby. I am that source, baby. Did I say sauce as in sauce you put on your food? Source. That's right. But anyway, right? Hey, the link is in here, Mark. You just scroll up and it's in here. You can log on if you want. But anyway, nobody living has heard Lamar Jackson come out his mouth and say that he wanted $250 million guaranteed. You're simply running by what the team says. Mm-hmm. You never heard him say that. People are going on the foul. He needs an agent for what? LeBron Jackson, who's way bigger than Lamar, doesn't have an agent. Ed Reed never had an agent. Did you know that? Did you know that? Bet you didn't. Yeah. So it's not that he doesn't want to pay the agent. It's that agents do what's in the best interest of the agent. It's not they don't always do what's in the best interest of the player. So that's why he doesn't want an agent. See, all these things you have to be like there was a show that used to be on, Mission Impossible. They were notorious and ingenious, just brilliant for making you look here, right over here, which would be my right, or is it my left, whatever, right? They would go over to the left, and then, well, really, all the problems are on the right, but they were piling up so much nonsense over here that you couldn't see that the problems were over there. You know what I mean? It's the old bait and switch, baby. It's called the three-card Monte of life. We're going to make you look at him like he's the one that's the problem. The only thing that Lamar is doing is what teams have done to players for years. They always say to the player, the market dictates your value. The Cleveland Browns set the market, $230 million guaranteed. Kirk Cousins got $84 million guaranteed for playing one season with the Redskins. Okay. This boy Daniel Jones, New York Giants, $14 million for one playoff win. You know what none of them have? An MVP. None of them were MVPs. None of them set the records that Lamar have. Most rushing yards, most this, most that by a quarterback, most touchdowns without interceptions. None of that. None of them set that. Lamar Jackson did, though. So he's basically going by the market. Now, if one boy who never been to the playoffs, had a ton of trouble outside of football, right? Because all that factors in, and doesn't have half the accolades or the accomplishments of one Mr. Lamar Jackson, can get 230 million. What do you think the guy that's above him, clean slate, more achievements, more accolades, is going to ask for? More money. He's going to ask for more money. Or better yet, he'll even take less money as long as he get paid more a year. Quick fix. Very quick fix. Check this out here. $180 million, 3 years. That comes out to 60, 60, and 60 a year. Guarantee it. 180 for 3 years. You guarantee it. Boom. You're good to go. Or you don't even have to guarantee it. You can guarantee 150 of it. So he still walks away with 150 million plus $60 million guaranteed in the last year of his contract if he meets this and this and this. You set the parameters. But I would. I didn't see. I don't see why they can't do that. They just gave somebody $100 million, or a Raven. But I'll give you something else to think about when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens. They're using him like he's a running back. Most of his plays are run plays, even though he's a very good quarterback. They're using him like a running back. And in the existence of the Ravens, in the existence, I mean the entire existence of the whole Ravens, when has any great receiver been beaten down the Baltimore Ravens door to say, I want to play for you? Name me one great receiver that says, yeah, I want to go to the Baltimore Ravens. I'll wait. I don't want to watch, but I damn sure know the time. Name them. Name them and claim them. Name me one great receiver that ever said in the history of football, in the history of the Ravens' existence, I want to go play for the Baltimore Ravens. Don't mention T.O. because he never said he wanted to play for them. They just put the money out there to him and all that. And he was like, I'm not going to them. Their quarterback's Kyle Bowler. Kyle Bowler. Ugh. Bowler, the man who tripped over his own feet in a game, in a professional NFL game. He tripped over his own feet. So T.O. was like, I don't know what the Ravens are talking about. I'm not going to play for them. You know, Ozzie, he's good, but he sounds like an Alabama boy. And that's what caused the controversy. See that? Boy. Nothing else mattered. As soon as he said he sounded like an Alabama boy, right? That changed everything. That took off the fact that their quarterback sucked. And that's the real reason why T.O. didn't want to come here. Channel Chill Town. My man, a.k.a. the Shoe Man, has arrived, people. If you want to know anything about shoes, talk to Channel Chill Town. And by the way, that's actually the name of his channel, too. So go check him out and hit like when you go over there and tell him that Troy Graham sent you. Troy Graham sent you. You have to put the Barry White on real quick. Anyway, back to the proceedings at hand, right? So that's the only time they even had a shot at one point to get Randy Moss. Randy Moss is like, hell no. You know, I ain't going to the Ravens. No. 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 I'll chill. I'll wait. You know, he got picked up by the Raiders, I think, and then he went to the Patriots. But no. It's like, oh, the Ravens? Don't think so. Because if they wanted a great player, Odell Beckham is still out there. But you say, Troy, he wants $20 million a year. So that's not the fans' problem. It's your problem, baby. It's the team problem. You say right player, right price. And that has gotten you so far. Time to change your motto as to right player that fits the needs that we need. Not that, okay, right player, and we're just going to plug him into the system, play like a Raven, trust the process, because that's what Lamar Jackson has been doing for years. Playing like a Raven and trusting the process. So now you're holding over his head that, he's a running back, he's injured a lot. You bastards are calling the plays, not him. He runs more than any quarterback in the league. Why? For two reasons. Because of the plays that are called and the suspect offensive line. Not that he wants to. The line is suspect. He's running for his life every single game. Thank you. Put somebody else back there. That's a stationary. That's a stationary quarterback. See what happened to him. Mm-hmm. Concussion City, baby. Concussion City. Where'd he go? Who am I? Where did he go? Yeah, exactly. To quote Pookie or whatever his name was from Friday, you got knocked, Smokey. That's right, Smokey. You got knocked out, and that's what would happen to any quarterback that's not mobile that you plug into the Ravens system. You got knocked out, and I'll be taking your shoes while you're knocked out too. I steal, I don't kill. Right? See? Thank you. How you gonna blame the player for everything under the sun? Blame the player because he claimed he was too much money. But he's simply going by the market, blame the player because he don't have an agent. He don't need an agent. Don't need no agent. As long as he knows the business and understand the business and has a good advisor or whatever, he doesn't need an agent. What do you need an agent for? I go back to Lamar Jackson and Ed Reed. No agents. Their whole contract, their whole career, no agents. So why can't this man not have an agent? And please go Google Curtis Flood, y'all. Please. There's a lot of similarities going on here to how baseball handled Curtis Flood and to how the NFL is starting to handle Lamar Jackson for doing nothing wrong. And I give you something else about the Ravens that you may or may not know. Anquan Boldin, when the Ravens won their first Super Bowl with oh God, I can't remember the brother's name, but you know what I'm talking about. Won the Super Bowl, right? Anquan Boldin carried that team, carried him. Without him, they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. Even Deion Sanders, when he was commentating a game that the Ravens were playing, he said that Anquan Boldin looked like somebody daddy out there. He was just running over. He was running over defenders and just doing what he do. He looked like somebody daddy out there, right? So he didn't ask for any extra money on his contract. He was due $6 million bonus if they won the Super Bowl. Guess what happened? They won the Super Bowl. They didn't want to pay him. So, they shipped him off to the 49ers who paid him $6 million, and they were stuck with the off-injured tight end. Do you remember that year, y'all? Do you remember that year? How painful it was. That boy, that tight end got hurt, and then the team was just garbage. Garbage in the whole world, It was just garbage. Garbage. You gave away your best receiver and really the heartbeat of your team, not because he wanted more money. He even said he wanted to stay. He simply wanted the $6 million bonus that was due him. And look, Boxing Scholar, I put the link out there for you, man. You said you was at work. If you really had anything to say, you would step up and stop typing. So, hey, I gave you an opportunity. The opportunity is still there. Step up and talk to me directly and stop typing. You have my attention somewhat, but my main focus is the show. So, you're not the show. Actually, the show is for the people, baby. The people are here to talk football because those are the parameters of the show. If you don't like it, the door's always open. I'm not throwing you out, but you're welcome to stay or you're welcome to leave. Ain't nobody forcing you. But you could always step up and speak your piece, man. Anyhow, back to the lecture at hand. Respect is respect, so you let them understand from a young G's perspective. And before we pull out yeah, that's a little Snoop Dogg for you. That's a little Snoop Dogg. You know what? I'm surprised that they didn't do that over in jazz. If Guru was still alive, he would add that to his jazzmatazz. Okay? I would definitely do that. I don't see you up here. But that would be nice if Guru would do that over if he was still alive, man. He can rest his soul, man. Anyway, so back to this football talk here. So where was I, by the way? Because I get distracted and my mind wanders, right? Oh yes. I'm talking about agents. Oh, excuse me, people. I was yawning at Boxing Scholar. But what it all boils down to is you don't need an agent. You need an advisor, which is what I believe he has. And believe me, it's not just his mom. That's what you're hearing. That's what you're hearing. And I don't really want anybody. Well, unless they're super negative, Jess. Unless they're super. Boxing Scholar and me do this all the time. But thank you, though. But yeah, but that's what you're hearing, that he has his mom. But I'm pretty sure that him and his mother didn't get this far being stupid. Because if he did, the boy would be outside in the street being in trouble. How many times have you heard his name outside of football? Lamar Jackson was in a club doing this. Lamar Jackson was drunk driving. Lamar Jackson was caught with an underage girl. Lamar Jackson, this, that. No, none of that, right? Because trust me, if it was out there, they would have put it out there and they would have been like, well, that's why he's not getting the money. Mm-hmm. It's not there. It doesn't exist. You can't fabricate what doesn't exist. That being said, that being said, my good people, you take that, you take the foolishness away. So stop trying to make his mother look like she's a fool and make him look like he don't know what he's doing. You have to really sit down and sometimes he tweets every now and then. Listen to his tweets. He gave all that he could to the football team because that's him. That's his character. He's he's a team first player. Team first. Remember in 2019 when he had the running back. What's the brother from Jesus? Came from New Orleans, came from the Saints. Mark Ingram. Yeah, came from Mark Ingram, or good old Mark Ingram. You good old Mark Ingram, right? Remember him? Him and Mark Ingram? The thing they did wrong with the Ravens that they did not use their tandem enough. There was a lot of plays that instead of having your quarterback run, let your running back run because Mark Ingram was good for 5 yards or 50 yards in one clip. 5 yards or 50. That was his limit right there. He'll take off. Okay, he got 5 yards. Okay. Next two plays later, 50. He's 50 yards down the field. And you're like, how the hell did he pull that Barry Sanders mess off? And they had the chemistry together. He said, if anybody got any problems with Lamar, you let me know. You know, they were fun to watch, man. High octane, high energy. Then they get to the playoffs, and the Ravens don't change up at all. They don't give them a chance to win. They call the same exact plays they've been playing all season against a team that they have seen before. So you don't figure the team would have learned you already? Then they blame the team for losing, but not the coach for his coaching. See, and they kept wanting him to run. And they said, okay, we're going to make you pass 50 times, 30 times, 40 times. Come on, y'all, knock it off. No one person, no matter how great they are, can win a football game. It's a team sport. Now, excuse me, one person could inspire others and get them to play at a different level. But you have to keep them at that level. That's the hard part. And that's what he does. That's his gift. That is Lamar Jackson's gift. When he steps onto that field, you're confident enough to know that we got a chance now. Damn it, we have a chance. Right? Right. And that's where his value comes in. He played hurt for y'all in the Cleveland game. I think it was that great Cleveland. I believe it was a Thursday night game because it was at nighttime. He went to the locker room, limped off to the damn locker room, and he came back out and limped back out and won the game. Came back out and won just like that. And the Ravens won. You know what that is? That's confidence in your quarterback. That's so much the play calling, but the confidence in knowing that this man right here just boosted our confidence up enough that we believe that he can make a bad throw and something will come out of it. Good for us. Okay. And he did just that. One pass, and I think what was his name? Hollywood was open, right? And he scored the touchdown. Now that I brought up Hollywood, that was their top receiver, Hollywood Brown, speed demon, right? He's not here anymore. He opted out to leave because he didn't like the play calling. He left. And just like it goes back to what I said earlier, name me one receiver, name me one good or great receiver in the existence of the Ravens, in the Ravens' existence that was ever beaten down the door to come play for Baltimore Ravens. None. Not a one. It's not a one because they don't like the play calling here. It's not conducive for a real offensive person. It's thinking and it's dunking. And you've got an explosive offensive person by the name of Lamar Jackson. You got him running the ball. When you have two very good running backs. And the running back even came out and said, put the game on my back since the quarterback's hurt, and I'm going to win you the game. I'll win you the playoff game. And what did you do? You didn't listen to him, and y'all lost in the playoffs. Can't blame Lamar for that. I'm going to fire Havoc when I see him. I invited him up here to be my co-host. And Bama ain't even show up, see? I'm going to fire you, Havoc. I'm gonna fire you, man. Anyhow, Havoc is good people, man, but he's gonna get fired. He's going to get fired, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Anyhow, I even talked to him 10 minutes before the show. He said he'd coming because I like his perspective on football and sports and stuff. And I know we'd be fire off each other, you know. If he go one direction, and I have to bring it back to the other direction. But Havoc ain't show up, so I get to talk bad about him now. But he's a Giants fan anyway. They really don't ever show up anyway. So you know, even though they got $40 million quarterback, they ain't got nothing else. They ain't got nothing else. That's right, Havoc. I'm talking bad about your team, but you ain't show up, you Bama. You know, you ain't got nothing to do today. You promised me you'll be here, man. Keep your word. Keep your word. You know? Yeah. But look at people. All I'm saying is this. How do you have this world class talent of a football player who's only 26? No, no slight against his name, no nothing. He's not doing anything wrong off the field. It's a beautiful image. He's a people person. And yet the NFL, the Ravens themselves, in their own way, are saying, we love Lamar. We love him and we want him to come back. But here it is. He's often hurt, though. You know, we have to factor in these things. Paying a quarterback, that's paying a quarterback that much money is it's not in the best interest of the team because then we won't be able to build and we won't be able to pick up any receivers. You haven't picked up any receivers since the existence of you being a football team. You haven't. You haven't picked up any great player, any great receiver since the Ravens came to Baltimore in '96. Let's do the math on that. '96, 2006. That's 10 years. 2016. That's 20 years, right? And now we're in 2023. So what you telling me? That's 27 years? 27 years of existence, and you all can't pick up one great receiver in the draft or off of free agency. When Randy Moss was out there, when T.O. was out there, y'all couldn't pick them up. Odell Beckham is out there right now if you wanted to make a difference. If you want to prove to Lamar you were serious, you get Odell Beckham, you make deals with both of them, bam. Then you go get some other receivers that are serviceable, which are good, a little bit above average. The Cowboys just did. So don't tell me you can't get done. The Cowboys just picked up two top receivers for picks. No money for picks, right? And these dudes are just really they're nothing but Keyshawn Johnson type. They catch and they might run 10 yards and 20 yards and that's it. But at least they'll move the chain. They just move the chain, but they're not exciting. They're serviceable at best. And sometimes that's all you need. So you get Odell Beckham, you put him in with that world class tight end you have, and you get your running game tight, and you have your quarterback in there, Mr. Lamar. Guess what you just became? A powerhouse. You became a powerhouse in your league. But do you see the Ravens doing that? No, they're not even in talks with Odell. No, they're just going around telling people about, well, Lamar's great and we love him, but he's often injured and he's not really a great accurate quarterback, and he doesn't have an agent. His mama's his agent, and he was injured last year, and he didn't dress for the playoffs, and yeah, shut up. He's injured because you run him all the damn time. He doesn't call the plays. He just plays them out. He follows them. He follows them, right? You tell him this is the play, he goes out and he executes it to the best of his abilities. Personally, I would like to see him maneuver more in the pocket. That's where I think he's at his best. You know, that's where I think he learned that from the guy who he mentored under. And for some reason, I can't remember that brother's name. Hold on a second. It was Joe Flacco, yeah, Joe Flacco. You probably heard that conversation with me, but yeah, it was Joe Flacco. I don't know why I could not remember that guy's name, but that happens a lot. Sometimes you don't remember names and so forth. But Joe Flacco, when he was able to stand in the pocket and move, when he was a shotgun type, what you call shotgun, that's when he was at his best. Lamar, if given a chance, stand in the pocket and maneuver around and get maybe for 6 seconds, he'd be great. He doesn't have that much time with his offensive line. He has probably 3 seconds at best to get that ball out of his hands. And if it's not, it's concussion city for him. That's why he runs and slides so much because they just coming at him. The offensive line sucks. hmm Yes, I'm drinking on air. Yes, I'm a water drunk. But anyway, so you have to factor all of that in. The sucky offensive line, the Lord have mercy, the play calling. Like I said, there's no other quarterback in the league that's asked to run as much as this young man does. None. He got me for 8 more minutes, man. I'm gonna stretch my voice for 8 more minutes, and then it's gonna be, I'm gonna take a rest. But I want to thank everybody that did come out, whether they came out to support or just the needle. I'm thankful. I got my admin here and my bodyguard. Oh, good looking Jess. She's my bodyguard. She's my Dora Milaje. Yeah, that's right. Because I am the Black Panther of podcasting. So she's my Dora Milaje. What does she say to the widow in the movie? Move or be moved. I love that line. Move or be moved. Digging that. That was so sexy when she said it too. She wasn't playing with her. She told the Black Widow, move or be moved. I gotta try that line again. Difference is I'll probably get punched in the face. Move. Oh, not that bad. Just wouldn't work out for me. I'm not Superman no more, y'all. I'm super negotiator. Look, man. I need to get past you, man. Can you please just slide over so brother can pass by? No? I can see your point where you don't want to move, but what you expect me to do? I'm a karate man, you know? I'm a karate man, like Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. You just a big pork chop eating, you know. And that's the problem with that mouthpiece of mine. It works out in some cases, in other cases, you're looking down the barrel of four grown ass men who want to just beat you back into your mother's womb. It doesn't really ever work out, does it? It's either charm or harm with me. That's how it works out. When I was younger, there was more harm than charm. But you get older and you get more charm. That's funny. But look, ladies and gentlemen, it's 7:55 on a nice 70-degree, a little windy day here in the South. Life is good. I'm at peace. I said I would come on and talk a little football to those who would be so inclined, you know, and I did. I gave you the best of who I am. Well, not so much the best is yet to come, but to come. Each time you do this, especially me, the solo artist that I'm becoming, you go up another level, another notch, and you go rewatch. At least I do. I rewatch it and I critique myself. I'm like, okay, I could do this better. I could do that better. Like right now, I'm talking with my hands. It's a distraction. You're not supposed to do that. I learned that from when I used to do debates and give speeches in school. Don't be the Italian guy that don't talk with your hands. It's a distraction. It takes away from what you're saying, especially when you have hands this size. Anyhow, you don't want to do that. So, what you have to do basically is reach your peak when you speak and get that audience to in the palm of your hands and you keep them there and you raise the levels up and down as necessary. Don't ever stay on one level. That's what they taught you. Don't ever stay on one level. Raise the levels up and down. This way they'll stay with you. If you stay on one level, just like driving a stick shift, you're going to burn that damn stick shift out and you're going to get stuck. People are the same way. Chocolate chip muffin tops with crumble on top. I sure hope you're talking about food. Anyway. Anyhow, that sounds good, Jess. But you know, so each time I come on, I'm gonna get progressively better at doing this by myself. Cause so a lot of you gotten so used to me having guests on that I said, okay, let me switch it up a little bit and I'll be my own guest. One of these days I'm gonna get Major on here and he's gonna interview me on my own show. How about that? Is what you all been waiting on. Who is Troy Graham of the Troy Graham Experience? Shh. Nobody knows who I am. You just know my name and this here. I'm really impressed with this here, by the way. Anyway, so that's all you know is the face and the name. You don't know anything else. No, you don't. But through social media, I can honestly say I got to interview my sons. How many fathers can say that they had an interview? They got to interview their sons, and they're going to return the favor. I'm going to let them interview me on. Well, I'm not going to tell you what day because people steal people's ideas. But that note being said, I want to say thank you one and all. So let me rattle through this. Matter of fact, give me a second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hold on, y'all. Oh. Okay, I've returned. See, what happens is, y'all, there's this thing called nature, and you have to go answer a nature call every now and then. All right? So that's what I just did. But as I was going to say, I was going to thank everybody that popped up today. Havoc popped up, Jess, you know, the boxing scholar, Mark Nash, and all of those watching Channel Chilltown. That's a chill name. CCT. Anyways, Channel Chilltown. And everybody watching that didn't really pop up on the in the chat room. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And those that might have seen me on Facebook as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because when you give your time, that is the most valuable thing you have in this world, as I like to say, and you cannot get it back. Somebody could return a favor to you in a different way, but you cannot get time back. You get money back, time you can never get back. So I appreciate you. Trust me, I do. And I want to thank you all for coming. But I'm going to do more panels like this on different subjects, man. And I'm not going to tell you what because I don't want people to steal my ideas. But we're going to have some men and women type conversations on here and get this thing jumping, because the name is a Troy Graham Experience. It's not the Troy Graham interviewing people all the time experience. But I'm not going to go away from that because that's what built me. That's what made me, my interviews and my contacts. So I'm definitely going to do that and continue to do that. Right. And I'm going to have some people on that because I'm 52. So a lot of my audience is 30s, 40s, 50-year-olds, sometimes 20-year-olds, or my children are. So I'm gonna have some people on here from our childhood that were in hip hop and R&B and so forth. We're just gonna touch every single area, man, whether it be football, boxing, music, just entertainment. And we're going to have discussions about a lot of different things because I'm 360 degrees, man. I'm not a 90-degree angle. So I don't want to get stuck just talking boxing, boxing, boxing. I want to. I want to swim the whole universe and talk about everything. That's how you grow. That's how you soar like an eagle, even though I'm a hawk. But that's how you do it. And that's what I'm going to be known for. The man that is capable of talking about anything with anyone because I'm that damn good. Hence the name, the Troy Graham Experience. And if you're really worthy, Mr. Troy Graham, the great one, if you're not nasty, but if you feel like it's so necessary. Oh my, oh my. On that note, bless up and much love to one and all. All right. Do me a favor. Please say the experience. Please say the experience.